back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex, the site of the 2016 CCAA Women's National Basketball Championships here on WeTV. This is our third of 5 different games today. We now have our medal games set up. The bronze medal game is set to go at 6. The gold medal game set to go at about 8:15. Right now, though, we're going to feature the 7th and 8th place game. The St. Mary's Lightning taking on the St. Clair College Saints, the host team. Joining us, of course, the coach, our analyst, Royal Church. And you know what, Royal, a lot of people say, well, the game's not that meaningful, but I know if you talk to St. Mary's and if you talk to St. Clair, you would think they were playing for a gold medal.
Yeah, Dom, it's easy to say that the 7-8 game, the basement bowl is not important, who cares? Well, those athletes care because they're proud people, very proud. They work hard all season. You don't want to leave the national championships 0-3. You want to win at least one game. So this will be a tough, physical, aggressive game, and both teams want to win badly.
Okay, keys for St. Mary's and Coach Schultz.
Well, Montana Romeril, number 20, has got to get on her horse and start scoring. She averages 28.5 a game, second highest score in the nation. And as she goes, St. Mary's goes.
Right. And for Coach Andy Kiss, no doubt he wants to finish on a winning note and certainly in front of the hometown crowd. How important is this game for him, and who's got to be key there?
I think it's extremely important. Shannon Kennedy, number 14, has to step up and really play well. Jade Lyons, who handles the ball on the perimeter, has to have another good game. And most of all, Sarah Bondi has to play well and shoot well from the perimeter. Those 3 are key.
We'll check in with you at halftime, Royal. Our play-by-play team is in place. That consists of Brett Hedges and Mitch Kobike. We'll send it over them to the side court, and they'll have the starting lineups for you. We continue our coverage of the CCAA Women's Basketball Championships. Guys.
Welcome to the St. Clair Sportsplex, ladies and gentlemen, the host venue of today's CCAA Women's Basketball National Championship 7th and 8th place game featuring the St. Clair Saints and the St. Mary's University Lightning. I am Brett Hedges alongside my partner, Mitch Kobike, and today we'll be collaborating today for the call. Let's start with the starting lineup of the St. Mary's lineup. The Investors Group starting lineup headlined by number Mary Jean Ritchie. We've got Laura Belisle, Montana Rummel, and all CCAA All-Canadian Cassandra Harkema, and of course Jenny Lineweber. And for the St. Clair Saints, the Investors Group starting 5. And of course they're led by lead scorer Shannon Kennedy. She averages over 18 points per game in the OCAA. She was last year's OCAA Player of the Year. And she headlines this starting 5. Jade Lyons, also a starter for this team, the 5th-year guard, trying to go out on top with a win in the afternoon on home court. Also starting for the Saints, number 4, Nicole Tam, the forward, provides a lot of grit. This 6-foot forward out of Holy Names High School, a Windsor native, and of course guard Sarah Bondi, and of course Tori Hanser rounding out the starting lineup for the St. Clair Saints. And I was speaking with head coach Andy Kiss prior to the game, Kobe, and he told me that losing is really not an option in this game. Due to his coaching mentality, he's here to win at all costs today.
You gotta love that attitude in a situation like this against a strong, battle-tested Ooks team. But the St. Clair College team is not going down without a fight. The St. Mary's Lightning team is not going out without a fight.
They finished second in the Pac West, the ACAC, out of Calgary, the St. Mary's University, led by their lead scorer, Montana Rummel, but she has come up against some great defenses in this tournament and has scored well below her 28.5 points per game average.
Yeah, she has done a fantastic job thus far from what I've watched. Uncanny ability to get to the hole and make magic at the rim. The St. Mary's team, like I said, battle-tested, and they will look to get out of here by defeating the hometown team, the St. Clair College Women's Saints basketball team.
The Mary's Lightning has their starting lineup announced by the PA announcer, Aaron Sanders. We got a nice contingent of fans as well here at the St. Clair Sportsplex. And the one thing that I was talking to Steve Schultz about in the pregame, he really spoke about really highly about the facility here that we have here at St. Clair, the Sportsplex, being built here just 2 years ago.
Oh, most definitely. This college has shown a commitment to athletes not only around Windsor, not only around the province, but around the country, as we're able to be the host venue for the CCAA Women's National Basketball Championship. It's just a great celebration of a community being able to come together and do something wonderful, enjoying the game of basketball.
Makes you want to maybe come back and lace up the sneakers for the Saints once again, eh, Mitch?
Yeah, well, maybe in a basketball camp level. I don't know about the team.
Nicole Tam and number 22, Cassandra Harkema, will line up the tip. It's won by the Saints, and Jade Lyons comes down with a head of steam over to Tori Hanser. She can't score on the opening possession for the Saints. Here come the Lightning. Up the floor. Cutting to the basket and scoring, number 10, Mary Jean Ritchie.
And a beautiful pass from Momo.
A zone trap being showed here. And a turnover gonna be charged to Sarah Bondi. She crossed the timeline and backed it up a bit. Backcourt violation, unfortunately.
This St. Mary's Lightning team is pumped up for this one.
Shot fake. Over to number 5, Jenny Lineweber. Tori Hanser pumps it, knocks the ball out of bounds for St. Clair.
Girls, stop! Stop!
9:27 to go here in the first quarter.
Stop!
Number 22, Cassandra Harkema, passing around that 1-3-1 defense from the Saints. Long shot from Romerell is off the mark. She's had some difficulty shooting the 3 this tournament. Quick ball movement by the Saints. Shannon Kennedy for 3, no good. Nicole Tam got a hand on it, but Jade Lyons saves it from going out of bounds. Saints ball. Nicole Tam working on the high post. She scores.
She's had a great deal of success thus far in the tournament, working from that high post, Brett, as the Saints are able to tie it up 2-2.
Saints in a 1-3-1 zone, trying to disrupt the St. Mary's offensive flow. 3 ball. It's good. Number 15, Laura Belisle, knocks down the corner 3. Make it 5-2 for the Lightning.
She has also had a great tournament thus far, and someone the St. Clair College Saints need to check.
Pass is mishandled from Tori Hanser.
Hey, Michigan! Michigan!
Here's the last 3 from the St. Mary's Lightning. Check it out, Mitch.
And there you have in the corner, Belisle hitting from the baseline, finding success all tournament long from that spot.
3-pointer again from the St. Mary's Lightning. No good. Mary Jean Ritchie misses. Kennedy in transition. Looking at the high post, there's Tam once again. Over to Jade Lyons. She launches it, and it's off the mark. Rebounded by Harkema. Given to the point guard, Jenny Lineweber. Over to Romerell. Romerell being pushed off the 3-point line from Jade Lyons. Gets a high screen from Harkema. Gets it back. Harkema in the middle of the key. Gets it to fall.
And there you see the pick and roll working well. Harkema has a tremendous amount of size for the Lightning and making it count.
Foul's going to go against Mary Jean Ritchie after Shannon Kennedy crossed the timeline. The Lightning up 7-2 early, and some substitutions going to come in for the Saints. Riley Welsh and Leah Beeler.
Riley Welsh bringing some length into the game for the Saints.
Saints looking to get a basket here, trying to dent this 5-point deficit. Kennedy lines up a 3, off the mark. Mary Jean Ritchie last to touch it, and it will be Saints ball. Saints setting up an inbound play. Kennedy gets the inbound pass, the all-time leading scorer in program history. Cross-court pass from Tam to Jade Lyons. She puts up a floater on the baseline, can't get it to go. Last touched by the Saints, knocked out of bounds, and here come the Lightning. And here comes the energy bug, Leah Beeler, a tenacious defender for the Saints. Romerell for three. No. Harkema with the offensive rebound. She's double teamed by Kennedy. But 2 passes later, it's Mary Jean Ritchie knocking down the elbow jumper.
And the second chance points opportunities working for the Lightning, who came up with the O board and subsequently the bucket.
Cross-court pass over to Jade Lyons. Her pass inside to Riley Welsh is off the mark. Romerell over 2. Second pass over to Belisle for 3. No good. Rebounded by Kennedy. No. It's Lightning basketball. Romerell in the middle of the key. Kicks it out to Harkema. She can't handle it. Back to Romerell. She drives to her left. Puts up a shot. Can't get it to fall, but she does draw the foul. And there you see the skill set that Montana Romerell has that made her an All-Canadian in the CCAA. And here's the drive here.
Romerell strong on the left side, able to draw the foul and generate some offense off of that take as she makes the first free throw.
The Lightning lead by 2. Sorry, their lead by 9, pardon me. 11-2. Good start to the game from Steve Schultz, his team, the St. Mary's Lightning from Calgary. Nicole Tam finds Leah Beeler down low. She passes over to Shannon Kennedy. O-board. She can't get it to go in the second opportunity. Third chance, and it finally creeps in.
All effort there for number 14, Shannon Kennedy, as she gets 3 offensive rebounds on that sequence.
Well, bumps up the stats, but only gets 2 points out of it. Their team's still down 7. St. Mary's on the other side. Traveling violation, yes.
So a turnover for the Lightning. The Saints starting to pick it up a little bit. 11-4, 5:50 left in the first quarter.
Pair of substitutions coming into the game. Number 23, Shania Baptiste, and number 11, Michaela Allen. Shannon Kennedy over to Nicole Tam on the baseline. Leah Beeler shoots and scores. Breaking that press, St. Clair getting the bucket. Mary's in their offense, a long 3 from Romerell, and she cans it. And head coach Andy Kiss is going to call timeout.
Number 20 is feeling it, Brett, in this one.
Let's take a look at that deep 3. It looks like a design play. The Saints defense sagged off a bit. Jade Lyons, her feet are on the 3-point line, but Romerell, her range is long, as you can tell.
She was given a tremendous amount of space there to shoot. Not really a high percentage shot from that far out, but she makes it count. Ball doesn't even touch the rim. Very deadly shooter and great guard for the St. Mary's Lightning.
Yeah, she didn't average over 28 points per game in the ACAC for nothing. The St. Mary's Lightning leading the St. Clair Saints 14-6 at the Sportsplex. Here's part of the CCAA Women's Basketball National Championship on WeTV. Brett Hedges and Kobe Kay on the call. Enjoying a nice Saturday afternoon here in Windsor, Ontario. And it's only going to get, the action on the court, is only going to get better as the bronze and gold medal game are on our program later tonight.
So much basketball left to play, so much more fun to be had. As I look out onto the people in the bleachers enjoying themselves, see some kids in the crowd.
Saints down 8 out of the break. Jade Lyons over to Riley Welsh. She gets caught from the double team and knocked out of bounds by number 11, Michaela Allen. So there's 1-3-1 trap from the St. Mary's Lightning, giving the Saints a little bit of difficulty, but they've broken it a couple times, Mitch.
I would say so, having trouble in and around the half court to get their offense rolling.
Kennedy for 3. There's one way to get the offense going, knocking down 3 balls. Shannon Kennedy, the program's all-time leading scorer, making it happen, and there's a turnover. Let's take a look how deep this 3 is from Shannon Kennedy. Jade Lyons gets the ball into the high post off the press. Once again, mishandles it. Good hustle there by the Mary's Lightning, but the Saints come up with it, and a jump ball is going to be called. And it will be St. Mary's University possession.
no shortage of effort there as Jade Lyons doing everything she can to come up with the basketball.
The game before saw the Dynamique de Saint Foy knock off the VIU Mariners of the Pac West and set the final for the bronze medal game, as we see a 3-ball miss by the St. Mary's Lightning. The Dynamique de Saint Foy versus the NAIT Ooks, as Riley Welsh knocks down a bucket.
She's had a good tournament so far too, Brett. She brings a great deal of length and a good sound jump shot.
Shannon Kennedy with creating the turnover, getting a ball at the elbow now, finds the opening and scores.
Strong take. She had Riley Welsh open in and around the foul line, but she elects to take it to the rack and finishes at the rim.
7 straight points now from the Saints. The deficit only 1 point, 14-13. Quite the burst from Coach Andy Kiss's Saints squad.
Well, they definitely got themselves settled down, and it's shown on the scoreboard, only trailing by 1.
Check out this basket from Shannon Kennedy. Sorry, Riley Welsh at the elbow jumper there. Beautiful set shot.
And a great place for the Saints to shoot. I mean, if the space is there, anytime you're shooting around the elbow, it's a high percentage shot.
And there you see Coach Andy Kiss being emphatic in his address to his team. I spoke with him after, and he was really he was adamant about how the mentality of his team going into this game. They're here to win this game and take the 7th spot in the nation.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Both teams are poised and ready to compete. And like I said, no shortage of effort on either side. And we got a great game thus far. Only 1 point separates these two great teams.
4:03 remaining in the first quarter. And the Saints now showing a man press as opposed to the zone press that they had early on in the quarter, which generated the turnover on the last possession.
St. Clair tightening up that defense.
And foul's going to be charged to Leah Beeler. She's charged with the push on Michaela Allen. Can't knock the hustle from Beeler. She just got behind the player there as she cut through the defense, made her reach in and try and play for the ball. Unfortunately, that's why they give you 5. Tori Hanser back in the game. Romero for 3 off the mark.
Tries from that same spot she just hit from, but that one doesn't fall.
Seems like that's a comfortable spot for her, especially with the left-handed release. Turnover at the top of the key. Player's on the ground, but it ends up in the Lightning's hand. Top of the key. Ritchie working against Beeler. Mishandles the ball, gives it over to Michaela Allen. She drives. No one home for the Saints. And it's a bucket for the Lightning.
Allie Guillon to the rack, able to finish, penetrating the lane.
Riley Welsh saving that ball from going out of bounds. Good defensive pressure showed by St. Mary's, but Tori Hanser down low, can't finish in tight. Gets her own rebound. Leah Beeler gives it over to Riley Welsh, and she finishes at the cup.
What a cut to the rim, Riley Welsh.
LaSalle native, graduate of St. Thomas Villanova High School, just outside of Windsor, Ontario. And a knockdown jumper from Laura Belisle. That one is for 2.
And she's a player that you absolutely have to defend. You know, anytime she has a jump shot available, there has to be a hand in the face.
Leah Beeler on the baseline kicks it out to Kennedy for 3. It's good. Tie game, 18-all.
And that is 2 3-point baskets now for number 14, Shannon Kennedy.
10 points for the Saints' all-time leading scorer in the first quarter. 10 of 18. Romero, she lines up a 3. Oh, just rims out. No one there, home for the Saints on the rebound right away initially. Shania Baptiste and Tori Hanser tie it up, and it will be Saints basketball. Let's check out good patience here from Leah Beeler, finding Kennedy at the top of the key, who makes no mistake.
And she's got all kinds of time to shoot as Mary Jean Ritchie, a little late getting over.
Sarah Bondi enters the game, as does Rachel Dewick. Give a little speed in the Saints backcourt. Nicole Tam also entered the game. Bondi for 3. Off the mark. She reaches in for her own rebound. No. Alan Gillian up the floor to Belisle. Cutting to the basket is Mary Jean Ritchie. Kicks it out. Three ball, no good. That one was shot by Shania Baptiste, but the O-board eventually grabbed from Montana Romerl, and she draws the foul.
And there you see the versatility of Baptiste, able to play down on the block or shoot the three-point shot.
Good patience shown in the post there. Kicked it out for three. Shot just off the mark, but Romerl showing that tenacity. Getting to the free throw line after ripping away from Nicole Tam. And Romerl misses on the second opportunity, but an early entry by Tori Hanser will give her another opportunity. And those are the small things that coaches hate to see, but she does have that little bit of a hitch in her free throw stroke, just much like Jermaine O'Neal in the NBA back in the day.
Yeah, and she has 4 points so far in this first quarter as it winds down.
Kennedy getting a high screen from Tori Hanser. Looking inside, Nicole Tam kicks it out to Bondi. Bondi out to Kennedy. She lines it up again, and she gets a marvelous bounce from the Sportsplex rims here.
And now extends her point total to 13. 3 triples for the hometown girl, Shannon Kennedy.
And the Saints hold a 1-point lead, but not before Montana Romerl takes it back with that drive.
Gotta love the aggressive play from number 20, finishing with the left hand.
And there we go, we got Sarah Bondi drawing a foul here in the interior post. The tenacity of the former General Amherst Bulldog of the neighboring Amherstburg community, getting herself to the free throw line with that drive there. Sarah Bondi, also a two-sport athlete here at St. Clair. She